Welcome to the beautiful city of Montreal, Canada, a city known for its European charm, vibrant culture, incredible food scene, and road detours. Today, we're flying Air Canada in premium economy from Bogota, Colombia, connecting through Toronto. And let me tell you, this flight had a bit of everything. We were greeted like celebrities. Airbnb at the city. Oh, look. Enjoying lining with fast Wi-Fi. Got an important baseball game meter. And yes, we also face an hour delay also. But if you want to stick around and watch this flight full of surprises, then come aboard because this is the last boarding call. It all started by grabbing my cold weather jacket in preparation for Canada's cold and checking out from my hotel room in Bogota minutes before 6 a.m. I'm already checked out and waiting for the airport shuttle to take me to the airport. It departs every hour on the clock, so it's now 5:43, so it's 17 minutes. And I decided to stay in this hotel, which is very close to Dorado Airport. This is a business center here, very close. It's a 3 or 4 km from the airport, but the traffic in Bogota, it's very crazy, so it can take 15-20 minutes to get here, although it's geographically close to the airport. The good thing about this hotel, and it's remarkable, I have to remark this, this business center is located very close to runway 15L, I believe, and see, it's just on top of the departure path of the airplanes. It's very noisy. It gets very noisy here during the day, but in the rooms you don't hear anything. So let's get our luggage in the airport shuttle and let's go. Our transport to the airport took only 15 minutes. We arrived at El Dorado with 2.5 hours prior to our flight. There are some interesting facts about El Dorado Airport, which is one of the primary airports in Latin America. Okay, so we are here at El Dorado Airport, which is actually the busiest airport in Latin America in terms of passengers and cargo. Sao Paulo in Brazil and Mexico City. It's a powerhouse of an airport. Obviously the main terminal in Colombia with a very serious operation domestically and internationally, and also a huge cargo operation as well. We are going to find our Air Canada counter, which is located in the international side of the terminal. This is Terminal 1. It has 2 terminals where Terminal 2 operates regional flights for low-cost carriers, and here in Terminal 2 is where everything happens. But it was still very early, and I cannot be in Colombia without having Juan Valdez coffee, and what a better moment than while waiting for checking in. So we headed out to the outdoor area. It's still very early, 2.5 hours. I don't even know if Air Canada has their counter open yet, so I came to this nice outdoor terrace. This is still ground side, El Dorado, to have a Juan Valdez coffee, and this is called an almohavana. It's a corn and cheese kind of bread. It's a staple of Colombian breakfast. It's very delicious, and there are some outlets inside, obviously, of the terminal, but are rare to come here and get some fresh air. It's 6:30 in the morning, and it's nice 12 degrees in Bogota today. And after this, we're gonna head to Air Canada counter and check in for our Toronto flight. And boy, the almohavana was good, but it was time to go to check-in, and while we traverse the terminal, let's find out a little bit more of El Dorado Airport, because it has so many distinctive features, not just on the aviation side, but also in the history of Colombia. While we look for Air Canada counter, let's keep talking about El Dorado Airport, because it has some interesting features as well. It is one of the world's major highest airports. We are shy of 2,700 meters above sea level. That's almost 8,700 feet, making it a very elevated airport. It has 2 parallel runways, which are almost 4 kilometers long, and its official name is Luis Carlos Galán Sarmiento International Airport, which pays homage to Luis Carlos Galán, which was a political activist that was assassinated in the 80s by the drug cartels. It has been always well remembered by the Colombians because it was one of the few politicians that acted from the heart. I remember in the 80s, I was very small. I was a teenager or even less than. Remember people being very sad for the murder of Luis Carlos Galán. But thankfully, those dark times were left behind in our beloved Colombia, and hopefully they'll never come back. But let's change the subject, shall we? Let's talk about how we did get flying this route today. We're flying premium economy to Montreal, and I had three options basically. Air Canada operates a direct flight, but it departs on Fridays. I needed to fly today, Thursday, so I'm connecting via Toronto. And the other options were a direct flight with Avianca, and this flight that I'm gonna take in via Toronto, which I bought a premium economy ticket for 889 Australian dollars, I believe. And I consider that this was definitely a better value proposition than Avianca, because Avianca was the cost of a flight direct with Avianca in a 320 was almost 900 Australian dollars. So I rather connect via Toronto and fly premium. Fortunately, the country was super quiet and check-in was done in a matter of minutes. I didn't even have to use the priority line for Star Alliance Gold members. One thing to remember when traveling to Canada using Australian passport or any other passport that has that facility is that the check-in time, we need to comply by providing a Canadian A-star and a proof of homeward travel. So check-in was absolutely flawless. In no time, we got our couple of boarding passes from here to Toronto and then Toronto to Montreal. The check-in agent was super friendly, super efficient. What we're going to do now is let's walk to immigration and security. Immigration here in El Dorado is knowingly very slow, very busy at all times. And I might be on a lucky take, but surprisingly enough, neither immigration nor security checks were that chaotic in El Dorado this morning. Perhaps it's the time of the day or the season, who knows? But I have seen it consistently busy at all times, so let's call this one an exception to the rule. Okay, so we cleared security a little bit faster than I expected, and see, that's the Avianca Lounge, which I believe is temporarily located there because it's under renovation, and we are going to head there now because it's still pretty early. It's 7:15, still 2 hours to departure time, so let's go to the Avianca Lounge and I'm gonna do some work. The Avianca Lounge was fairly quiet that morning. Unlike other times of the day, there was plenty of seats available and the different areas were not packed at all. The selection of food and drink was set to breakfast, but predominantly with Colombian selections. But I think I found the best spot for work today in these nice office stations. Let's have a look. Okay, but actually, this is even better. Look, these office stations. I like it. Probably sponsored by Samsung, but see, nice chairs and external screens. This is a very nice touch. So we're gonna park here, I'm gonna do some work and hit the buffet. And I set myself up for work and obviously grabbed some breakfast from the buffet. What I had today is a typical Colombian breakfast with soup and rice, and this plate with rice and beans, which is called calentado, cranberry juice and cheese finger. I had so much work to do that morning, and the Wi-Fi speed at Avianca Lounge was nothing to write home about. Bear in mind and be ready to use your own mobile connection. So between having my meals and fighting with the slow internet, an hour went by and I realized it was time to go to my gate and board our Air Canada A330 in Toronto. Hey, that's our ride for today. Air Canada Airbus A330 in Star Alliance livery. It's a 12 years old A330. It was delivered straight from Toulouse, from Airbus factory into Air France. And its last flight, it's coming from Montreal. It's been serving Montreal and commuting from Montreal to Casablanca, Lyon in France, Lisbon, Vancouver. So it's been doing a fair bit of long-haul flights, this bird. And today it will take us to Toronto. Now let's go and finish boarding. I boarded the plane and turned left for my 2F seat, and the entire premium economy cabin was already filled. I didn't have much time to stow my things in the overhead compartments, and I got a little bit over the place in the seat and feeling cramped, even in such an ample seat with all my things and the bedding provided and my big jacket and bag. Okay, and while we taxi to runway 14 left, let's talk about our flight path for today. Today we will cover a distance of 4,300 kilometers across the Americas, departing north towards the Caribbean Sea and landing to Toronto Pearson International from the northeast. We were number 2 after this Delta 757 bound to Atlanta, and as sharp clock, we were taking off at 9:20 a.m. from 14 left. But let's allow the mighty Rolls-Royce engines to do the talking for us. And well, they climb us powerfully and safely to the skies of Bogota. You can see I had a great window view, and as soon as the seatbelt sign was off and we were flying straight and level, I started my review of the aircraft. Well, seatbelt has been turned off, and now that we can just quickly, remove our seatbelt so we can talk about the A330 Premium Economy seat. On first impression, I can say that the seat has seen better days. The entire cabin has seen better days. The cabin was presented very nicely, bottle of water and space for airline documents. And the other thing that called my attention is the amount of bedding that Air Canada provides. This is a big pillow. It's quite comfy, really big. And this is bedding for the seat. This one, it's a little bit lighter, but it's a lot. It's a lot of bedding. I don't understand why. Well, we'll figure it out later. See these features of the seat. Very funny. In all honesty, it has plenty of storage. So you can put things here, you can put things here. I have a whole space here to put stuff. And also, obviously, the literature pocket. And also see this pocket here with this mechanism. It opens and closes. But see, definitely seen better days. But I mean, it has a lot of room to put things. It's just that it's old and looks very tired, to be honest. The cushion of the seat is very comfortable, and we were provided this amenity kit. Let's open it together. I'm using the pillow to help myself opening the amenity kit. Nice. This is nice. Shopping bag with Air Canada logo. Oh, this is good. This is a nice gesture. Let's see what's inside. I reckon it's only the usual suspects. Let's see what's inside. We've got dental kit. We've got earplugs, eye shades, and socks. The usual suspects for an amenity kit, economy amenity kit. But this is nice. The back is quite nice. Right, this is the entertainment system, which is not touchscreen. Not touchscreen. It comes with this handheld to touch here on the side of the seat, and in here we can control the screen and controlling the entertainment system. Let's have a look at the selection. Oh, well, the screen, it's a bit old, very low brightness, and the selection is not great. Complaining about the brightness. We can definitely add more brightness, but apparently the plane has Wi-Fi and it has a second entertainment system you can access using your device. Let's have a look at it. Okay, so let's give it a try to the onboard Wi-Fi. There is free in this flight and across Air Canada. There is free texting for Aeroplan members. It doesn't work for me, so I have to buy one of these stream passes. Let's try with the 1 hour pass, which costs 10 Canadian dollars. Let's see how it goes. Let's see what we can do with this. Let's try, first of all, let's challenge the speed of this Wi-Fi connection. It's very decent. Wow, this is good. That is good. I definitely was super impressed with the satellite internet speed of Air Canada. I managed to stream from YouTube and Netflix without much glitches and made me forget about the old look of the seat entertainment system.
But another good point for this flight was the meal service, which was a delicious breakfast made of omelette, bacon, potato, and tomatoes, serviced with yogurt and a piece of pineapple. As for drinks, there were multiple options, but I stick with the orange juice. It was really delicious. Air Canada uses real cutlery and cloth tissues in this class and also warm bread for the service. I must say the breakfast was superb. The service was removed promptly, and with still 4 hours to go, it was time to use all that bedding provided and prepare us for a flying lie flat bed nap. While we sleepwatch Apollo 13 in the in-flight entertainment system. I can definitely agree that the sitting bed position was very comfortable because as a poor in-flight sleeper myself, I clocked almost 3.5 hours and woke up somewhere in Pennsylvania, right after passing the city of Pittsburgh with a little bit more of an hour prior to landing, and I was lucky enough to observe this curious structure in the ground while looking outside the window. That particular structure is the Armstrong Power Plant, located in the shores of the Allegheny River in Pennsylvania, and its massive structure, it's a 260-meter mast for this 1950s facilities that is currently closed. It's not working, but the massive mast is still a feature. And a few more minutes passed by, and we started our descent to the Toronto city, and we were greeted by this spectacular view from my rear side window.
I believe it's the best approach we could ever have coming here to Toronto. You can see the tower, the stadium, all the entire downtown. Wow. Super nice approach.
We landed right on time. As we disembarked, I will take you to the transfer in Toronto, which, as in any other international to domestic transfer, you need to do immigration and clear custom in this port of land, right here in Toronto, for our connection to Montreal.
I activated my mobile phone, and Air Canada nicely they send you email reminders about your connection. That's very nice. What we're gonna do now is disembark and clear immigration and customs. So let's go.
We disembarked on Toronto Pearson International on Terminal 1, which will be our same departing terminal for Montreal. The arrivals area was very busy, but we had plenty of time at that moment. Immigration and customs are a two-step process. Here in Toronto is a semi-automated process, meaning that you still need to recheck your bag for your connecting flight. This is my first time in Canada, so let's see how we go in immigration and customs.
And away you go. Alright, so let's talk about the entire immigration and custom process. Immigration was pretty straightforward. It's a semi-automated process, I would say. You use a self-kiosk, gives you a receipt, and then someone decides whether you go to an official or go. I went through an official, but it basically asks a couple of questions like, what am I doing here and how long I'm staying, and it was easy. However, immigration, I was selected for a thorough inspection of my baggage, and I was told by the custom officer that they are targeting basically food and meat and raw elements, which, I won't pack anything that I know that it won't be allowed in Australia, knowingly that Australia is way more strict. But it took a little bit longer than expected. Now we're going to departures in level 3.
Then we head to security in order to go to our gates, when still more than 1 hour to our flight. Security checking were very busy but efficient nonetheless. Terminal 1 in Toronto Pearson is a main hall area with 2 branches of gates, and the first thing we did upon entering was visiting the famous Air Canada Cafe, which is not your typical airport lounge. This one has another approach, but before we even get to relax, I received this dreaded text message.
Well, I got a message saying my flight is delayed. It was delayed 1 hour. It's 1 hour delayed now, so it's at this moment it is 6:05, and I was hoping to board in 20 minutes, but now I've been boarding 1.5 hours, so the flight is delayed. It should depart at 7:30, now it's 1 hour delay to 8:30. So I still got my thigh Crab haven't eaten yet, but I got a coffee from the bar there.
The Air Canada Cafe has a full section for grab-and-go meals and drinks, plenty of choices, takeout cutlery and cups, but the warm meals were not that plentiful. As in any other lounge, there's a service bar and barista coffee, which was very good by the way. However, as you can see, the place was very busy and hard to find a sitting spot. Bear in mind that the lounge is not that big and unfortunately doesn't have a tarmac view either. Even though my flight was delayed, I didn't spend much time here because it was very busy. I grabbed a few items for a go and went to explore.
I decided to go for a walk. This is us here.
And you know what? I'm glad I did it because of this.
I was walking through the terminal here in Toronto and I couldn't help but realize that the Toronto Blue Jays, the local baseball team from Toronto, is playing the championship series, which I think is the thing before the World Series, which is a Major League Baseball tournament. And you see how everyone is stick to those TV screens across the airport watching the game. Unfortunately, the Blue Jays are losing now, but you can see the environment is super nice at the moment. See how people is paying attention to the TV screen. Look at this bar here. Everyone's watching the center screen. It's nice, people supporting their local teams.
Getting into this environment reignited my love for baseball, which has been in hibernation for a while. But that's subject for another video. Let's check if we can see our ride to Montreal is at the gate yet.
Now we are departing at 8:30. So it's probably still 1 more hour until they call to board. Let's keep wandering around the domestic terminal here in Toronto Pearson. And this is a ride to Montreal today, our delayed bird from other flights. Registration, this bird is Charlie Golf Mike Zulu Yankee, and it's a 4-year-old Airbus A220 delivered to Air Canada straight from the factory. And it's been delayed for today because it's been snowballing delays from other services. Our flight is gonna be its 6th flight that serves today, and it has been commuting from Toronto into Montreal, Halifax, Boston, and Edmonton. So in a few minutes we will be boarding it and taking us to Montreal in 1 hour 20 minutes.
And finally, after an hour of waiting while we were watching the baseball game, we were called to board.
It's 8:19, so it's almost 1 hour 20 minutes after our scheduled departure, and the boarding process was a bit convoluted. A lot of people cutting off a line, and some people angry, of course, being for 90 minutes waiting there at the gate. But now we're boarding the Airbus A220. So we're finally sitting in our 20 Foxtrot seat. I actually had 21 Foxtrot, but a gentleman that wanted to travel with his family asked me to switch seat, and I obliged. I got a window, so why not? Pushing back at 8:42, 1 hour 20 minutes after scheduled departure.
Taxi to the active runway was quick, and I was trying to capture the A220 takeoff speed for my shorts. I felt everyone staring at me because of my mobile phone started to blast an alarm in the middle of takeoff. Leaving that behind, and now that we are in cruise flight, let's check our seat and the entertainment system of the A220.
Okay, in-flight entertainment of the Airbus A220 is significantly better than my last flight, the A330. There's plenty of movies and TV shows. The screen, though, it's not very responsive, but still good. The selections of movies and TV shows is very nice. So, see, for example, we had like 12 movies in the earlier flight. In here, we have a lot of new releases. Also, there's live TV. We watch the game. Just finished for the late Blue Jays lost, and so we have live TV in this flight. But unfortunately, outside is very cloudy, so that affects a lot the signal. And we need a satellite in, since this is a 1 and a half hour flight. Everybody's upset because Eugenio Suarez hit a homer, and now the Mariners are winning the Blue Jays. A grand slam, actually. It's 6-2. And I guess there won't be any service when I got my lolly back from the Air Canada cafe, and I got my snack. Self-service snack for this flight. So I'll keep watching the game.
The flight was nice, but very short, and before the game finished, we were approaching Pierre Elliott Trudeau Airport in Montreal via 06 left runway, bearing our delay.
It's 10 p.m. and we are reaching the gate at Montreal Trudeau International Airport. 1.5 hour delay. And in here, since we already cleared immigration, we only need to pick up our bags and I'll go straight to the hotel. I'm really tired, fella. Full day flying.
We disembarked very quickly and efficiently. Since I was very tired, I really appreciated that the bags was almost waiting for me at the belt. I got an Uber to my Airbnb in the downtown, but I didn't expect this greeting.
Okay, we got our bags and let's head out. Airbnb at the city. Oh, Airbnb at the city. Oh, look, see how they greet me. Nice.
And my dear viewers, that's a wrap. But before we go, if you like this video, please consider subscribe and watch my other videos. I really enjoy this process, and I don't do it for money, likes, or fame. It's something I enjoy. I really enjoy this, but honestly, it takes time and effort, and the best way to keep the motivation is if you help me with the algorithm and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment if you like it, and let me know what else you want to know, what kind of videos, what itinerary you want to see. Finally, I loved Montreal. I really did. It has a unique charm, and even though it was a busy working week for me, I had some time to explore and enjoy it, and I have been lucky to have some days with a beautiful weather. If you want to know more about this beautiful city, then join me in this bicycle riding video I made. Thank you, travelers, and see you in our next adventure. Bye!